Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Hope you all are doing well. Today we're going to kick it off with our first install of the hybrid racing parts. We're going to install the hybrid racing shifter and the shifter cables into the TSX in hopes of fixing some shifting issues that we have with the OE box. If you missed the last video, it was the announcement of our new sponsorship with hybrid racing. We are super fortunate to have these guys on board with us. So stay tuned as we start to install a lot of the hybrid racing parts. But without further delay, let's go ahead and get into the video.
So we just got back from a test drive, Brian's first test drive with the TSX. Everybody else on the team has gotten a couple sessions in. So Brian, what's your initial review on the ergonomics, how you're acclimating to the feel of the overall chassis? What are your thoughts?
You know, when I first got into the car, I typically would adjust my seat so that my feet and my legs can do what they need to do properly first. Then from there, I just like deal with where the shifter position and the steering wheel is. So when I'm typically like positioning myself, I like to have a good solid bend in the knees. And if I'm pressing the clutch all the way in, I still have a bend in the knee. If I'm pressing the brake in or the throttle in, I still have the bend in my knee. So I'm not reaching. Let's say, for example, if I was back here, right? It might be a little bit better for hand position, but now I'm like really reaching to get those pedals all the way down. And you kind of lose like the strength and the leverage to do whatever you need to do at the pedals. So when we went out, I was actually at the farthest forward position of the slider here. So it worked well for my feet positioning, but the steering wheel a little bit closer. Actually, I think this might be like the EG. Like this is fine. This is fine. But the shifter, however, is positioned in a place where I'm like T-Rex arming over here. So I actually misshift during that drive going from 3 to 4. I went from 3 to 2, and I rung it out a little high. I was like, oh. But what was happening was in third gear and pulling back into fourth, my arm actually runs into the seat bolster here. So I kind of have to do this like T-Rex arm thing and pull straight back to really be sure I get it in. But what happened was I wasn't used to it yet, so I ended up pulling back, but then because of the position, I ended up pulling towards me a little bit. From there, I was like, okay, I need to like fix this because this is the big problem, right? So I moved the seat back maybe just one adjustment, and that opened up enough to like make this work over here where the shifter is. But now my legs or my feet are farther away from the pedal. Going clutch all the way down is like a still slight bend in the knee, but like you can see my leg is a lot more straight. I'm okay with the brake pedal and the throttle, but I just feel like I'm really far away, especially because I wasn't really strapped in super tight. But when I am, I'm actually gonna be back here. My ass is gonna be a little bit farther back. Mm-hmm. So that now I'm really reaching to get the clutch pedal in. You know, gas, brake is okay, but I would like to be like that, you know, a little closer. So with that said, seat position will work right around here. Steering wheel is okay, right where it is. It's familiar feel to the EG. I'm like really close to the wheel. The shifter position is the big thing right now. So luckily, with the hybrid racing shifter, we're going to install that in a little bit here. It's adjustable as far as the height and also where the position is. There's a small piece that connects at the top right here on the threads, and then there's an extension that goes above that. It allows you to swing it farther away or closer to you. 360s, whichever direction that you need to go. So if we go back to my position, my seating position, steering wheel, shifter, all I needed to do before was like one adjustment back, and that fixed this. So if I'm going to drive all the way forward with the seat position and the shifter, the only adjustment I need to do is make sure that shifter is just a little bit farther forward, and then that's literally all I'll have to do. So it's a little less responsive than the EG as far as steering response, but it's nice that it has power steering in here. But again, this is like a bigger sedan compared to the EG, but it still feels light because it's only about 200 pounds heavier. So yeah, I think once we swap this out, we'll get the hybrid racing shifter cables also installed into it. Charlie and I were talking, we're hoping that it's going to make the shifting a little bit more precise, because with the stock box, there's a little bit of play in it. First to second is like fairly straightforward, but second to third also fairly straightforward, but 3 to 4 was like you have to make sure you're pulling straight back. And then also from 4 to 5 was probably the most difficult one. It required some finesse if you're trying to get into there really quickly. If you were in 4th like this, what you'd want to do is just kind of push to the passenger side of the car and then get into 5th. You can see here it just gets stuck, right? So you have to actually finesse it like that. So we're hoping that the hybrid racing is a little bit more straightforward. And then even the 5th to 6th was a little weird. You're actually pushing away from you a tad bit, just a tad bit. I was having a hard time finding 6 as well, so, but yeah. Alright, got the OG shifter box out and the cables. It's right here. New cables there, new shifter there. We're gonna go ahead and throw this in. As you can see already, have these mounting holes lined up right there. And side by side, you can see that the hybrid shifter is farther forward, which is kind of what we wanted. So should work good, and a lot less play too. I mean, this is the hybrid shifter, just playing around with it. I'm literally trying to move it left and right. There's no play. OE1. Play. No play. Shifter's installed, everyone's trying it out now. We did raise that seat a little bit too. Kyle's the tallest driver, so we're just testing. We got about good 3 or 4 inches above his head still. So we may raise it up just another notch for us short kings to be able to see a little better.
Wow, that is short.
It's short, right? Yeah.
30?
They have like a
50.
indicator.
Yeah.
That's a funnel, right? It's not a manual thing, right? No.
Type R has it.
Yeah, how does it know that? Does it have it? Yeah,
Hand position is better though
Yeah.
when I was sitting in it, so.
right? So when you go into it.
Alright. Alright, everyone's gonna go out for a test around the block just to feel the shifter. Pete's going first. Pete's back.
Like I was gonna try to downshift, and then I was like, damn, this shit revs. Not bad. I'm hopping in.
miss it, it doesn't sing it, you know?
Yeah. Oh, that's not bad at all, actually.
Oh, okay, it's better?
That's a lot easier than the stock box.
Okay, okay, cool.
Brakes are so good. So Charlie's turn to drive now.
Oh, sorry.
So the natural way that this is sitting, it's like forward a little bit, right?
Yes.
So that definitely really helps with like, because your elbow and the bolster here.
All right. First impression. Hybrid shifter.
Going to fifth?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you feel it hit. You feel it goes like this. Yeah,
You just need to get the slightest pressure to the right, and then it like just finds its way in there for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Whereas before, like the OE box, you had to guide it all the way in.
Yeah.
Here it's just like the initial, like I'm going this way, and then it just takes you the rest of the way.
Yeah. You could just do this all day and get used to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
I was gonna try 3.2.
Yeah.
But like I'm so used to the FC because you really have to rev the FC.
Oh,
and in this
okay.
car, like
Yeah.
you don't need much throttle
Uh-huh.
to like pick up RPMs.
Yeah, it's smooth. 2, 3, 4, 4, 5 is good. 6 is audible. It's definitely a longer throw, so you know you're in 6.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely an improvement. So.
I just wanted to touch base a little bit on this shifting issue with the OE box. We dug into it a little bit and we found out the reverse lockout was not hooked up, but even without the reverse lockout wired up and with the hybrid racing shifter, that shifting issue really isn't even there anymore because the hybrid racing shifter just pretty much fixes all of that. It makes that 4 to 5 shift super smooth and that 5 to 6 very definitive. So we're gonna go ahead and get that reverse lockout wired up anyway, but I think we're gonna be good with or without it. I'll be honest, I wasn't too confident in shifting with the OE box, and I'm not saying this just because we're sponsored by Hybrid Racing, but the Hybrid Racing shifter absolutely improved the shifting on this car and it makes it so much easier. Not only that, we have the 130R shift knob installed on the shifter, and it's actually the same exact one I have on the EG, and I'm absolutely in love with it. But that's pretty much gonna do it for this video. So if you liked it, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you wanna stay up to date with this car, the EG, the team, and its progress in driving and endurance racing, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Questions and comments down below, and if you wanna share the video, it definitely helps out the channel. Until next time, stay safe, stay smooth. I'll see you guys in the next video.